Hello beautiful human beings of the internet, I'm Lauren Elizabeth and I can't believe I'm finally doing this video. Beep. I've wanted to do this for the past couple months. Obviously, I'm still sick, so apologies for all the videos that I keep saying sorry for because I sound like a crazy person. So today, I'm going to be doing not only a what's on my iPhone, because it's like, what really is on my iPhone besides editing stuff? So I'll show you what my iPhone looks like, all the apps and favorite stuff, but the main part of the video is I'm going to show you how I edit my Instagram pictures, and I'm going to show you how I do my Instagram stories. I get a lot of DM on Instagram about how I do my stories. Then I also, obviously, people want to know how everyone edits their photos, and I actually do the same exact thing every single time. I wanted to show you guys because I really like how I edit my photos. I think you can learn a thing or two, especially with stories. It's like one of my favorite creative outlets, and I remember one of my girlfriends that's a fashion blogger one time was like, why do you try so hard on your Instagram story? Just like take it, throw it up. It's not that I'm like trying, it's like I just genuinely like making it and creating it. And I think that's also why I have Lauren Elizabeth Inc., because I do even more elevated stories and stuff on there because it's part of my website and it's giving you guys all the deets. So that's why we have really crazy stories. And then I actually run the social media for XLE, so everything you see on there is probably mostly me, like 99%. And then I run social media for a wine company. So I just really love being on my phone, editing pictures, making stories. I love Instagram. What can I say? So let's jump right into it. This video is actually sponsored by Casetify, and I'm so excited because I'm obsessed with Casetify. These are literally all Casetify cases, and this is not even my entire collection. I love Casetify. You guys know I take a ton of mirror pics on my Instagram, so I'm always showing my phone case, and this one I use a lot, XLE, and then obviously just the regular Lauren ones. But the reason I love their cases so much is not only because they're so cute. For me with cases, it's like I really like the way it feels, so I like that this feels like really like iPhone like. It's like I don't really feel like I have a case on. It makes my phone feel like bigger. I like that I can like see like the whole screen. Oh my god, I was just literally looking for my phone and it's in my hand. So obviously I love the way those look. This is my new one that I just got for this video because everything else says Lauren, and I don't know, I just thought this one was like trendy and cool. And so it's like you get these really cute cases. They have so many cases on their website, but not only are they cute, they have military drop proof protection. This case will keep your phone safe through drops more than 6 feet. So like whether you're sitting, you're standing, everything, you drop your phone, it's totally fine. They have a ton of collaborations with different artists. I'm not sure which one this is. I think this is just Casetify. So not only can you get the personalized one, they have a lot of like really cool art, just really pretty cases as well. Love all their phone cases. You can see they're super cute. Every single like Instagrammer, YouTuber uses these cases. I personally love not only the way it feels, I love that obviously if I drop it, it's totally fine. Let's drop it again. Totally fine. Like literally I drop everything all the time. I think I have an actual disease, and your phone doesn't break. Screen is totally intact and fine, and I drop my phone all the time. Isn't it fun just like dropping your phone and like knowing it's totally fine? I'm gonna stop dropping my phone now. So I have a code for you guys for 20% off. If you guys wanna order something from Casetify, I highly recommend. It's my favorite phone cases, not only because of the way it looks, but also because it's super drop proof, military grade, one of the most popular brands for a phone case ever, and it's getting more and more popular every day. Get yourself a phone case. I highly recommend personalizing something, but if you're way more artsy and cooler than me, then go get a cute case. Okay, so this is my phone. I am a crazy person and I use an all white background, so you can see that it's just like literally white. I think it keeps everything really clean. I don't like having a phone background. So on the bottom row, you can see that I do like my text, my phone calls, my WhatsApp. I have like a house section for like my ring, my tile, like all that stuff. I made that section when I moved. I don't use it as much anymore now that I'm used to living in this house. Then I have music, which is like podcasts, all that stuff. Obviously I have Instagram, Google Maps, Google Calendar, and then business is where stuff gets real. So on business, these are all the apps that I use. Some of them I don't use as much. Some of them I haven't used in a really long time. I just haven't deleted yet. They're not really organized, but now it's like muscle memory. I know where everything is. I'll start with how I edit my Instagram pictures because it's actually really, really easy. Basically what I do is The first thing I do is I go to Facetune 2. Okay, so you can see like right here, there's like a bunch of obviously self-timer pictures of me. I have like a tripod and I use self-timer a lot. I hate asking people to take pictures of me. I think it's really awkward. I prefer just like, that's why I take so many mirror pics, is because I really love style and I love fashion, but I don't really like going out and being like, oh, can you take a picture of my outfit really quick? I've gotten better at it, and Cameron's actually gotten better at taking my photo, but most of the time I just like to take pictures at home, and that's also why my editing process is so easy, because it's usually the same background. So you can kind of see the ones that I've edited already in Facetune, and you can see the difference. So we're gonna do this picture, and I'm gonna go full screen so that when I'm looking at my phone, it sounds stupid. So this is Facetune 2. I use Facetune 2 because I bought Facetune 2 a really long time ago. I like the interface so much better, and I use it for a few different things. So the first thing I do in every single photo is I go to retouch and I go to the teeth whiten feature. I do this because I really like kind of like desaturated looks, really bright photos, and I basically use the teeth whiten feature and I whiten every single background of every single photo. And sometimes this is easier and sometimes this is harder than other times, depending on what I'm wearing or if it's not a mirror pic or just like the lighting. Sometimes I get lazier, sometimes I really get in there, but it's really hard sometimes if it's too small. So then you have to delete and you have to go in and erase. But I think that the whitening of the background makes a really big difference for my pictures. I think it makes everything look really clean and really white, and it keeps everything on my feed looking really similar, because everything's gonna have pretty much that same bright background no matter where I am. So then you can see like if if I accidentally get it on something I'm not supposed to. I also have like really orange floors, and I hate having orange in pictures, so I really like to whiten the floors. So you can see that's pretty much the difference. And then sometimes I'll go all the way white, sometimes I don't need to. Then I'll go if I need to smooth something, just because I'll go in smooth if I need to. It really doesn't look any different. It kind of just makes that texture. And then sometimes if it is a really shitty picture, I'll go into details and I'll just quickly honestly accentuate my eyebrows and stuff. You can barely tell, just so that like my face isn't totally lost. So that's literally all I do on Facetune. And then I save to camera roll. Sometimes I'll use the paint feature if there's something wrong with my spray tan or something. I'll go in and then like make my skin a little bit darker if it needs to like match. But basically I only use Facetune for not like changing what I look like, more like, oh shoot, the picture makes this part of me look weird, let me just fix it really quick. So after I whiten the background, it's really easy. The new thing that I've been doing is I've been going to the Teza app. And this is a really cool app because it's presets, but it's its own app. It's by Teza, this girl that's a blogger. I've actually never met her before. I randomly started following her from Revolve. It's presets, and I know nothing about presets. I don't use presets, so this is kind of like the closest I've ever gotten. But you can really tell it changes the lighting, and it's so much different than a filter. It like, presets like go in and fix your photo, whereas filters I feel like just lay on top. So I really like going here first. And usually for my mirror pics, I use this one called Vintage. And sometimes it makes you look a little crazy. But you can see that like when you click on all these different, it really just changes the photo as a whole. It's really cool. And so I usually use this one called Vintage. Sometimes I'll bring it down just a little bit. And there's all these other features. I really do like this new thing that she added, which is the HSL. So if like I wanted to get rid of the orange, I could like change it, I think. Yeah, the saturation. But I usually just do that when it's not a mirror pic. I have the whole mirror pic thing down. So I'll only do that if it's like a photo like outside or something. You can kind of see like the vibe of all my photos on this app. Like this one I did like the HSL. So I made all the green go away, which was really cool and I'd never done before. Then I go to my little secret weapon, and I feel like not a lot of people use this app, at least that I'm aware of. And this is gonna be how, the last step of how I edit my Instagram photos, and it's gonna be a lot of how I edit my Instagram stories. So I go to this app called InShot. It's my absolute favorite app. For my photo, I will bring it in InShot. I use 2 filters on this app. I either use Cinema 3 or Film 5. And you can see that Film 5 kind of makes it a little whiter and cooler, and this is a little more tan. Then I'll take it down because I don't want it to be crazy like that. I'll make it a little brighter. I bring the saturation a little bit down. I always sharpen it, and sometimes I'll put some grain on it, but I've been doing not really a lot of that lately. Since it is such a beige photo, I maybe will bring, you can see how the warmth changes, and I'll always bring the warmth down a little bit. Then I literally save it and it's ready for Instagram. I don't do the sharpen and the saturation and all that stuff on the Teza app because I feel like it's so much stronger on the InShot app. And I do really like those filters on the InShot app. Like the Teza app, I go in, I fix the lighting, I give it this like perfect preset, and then I always put the same filter on top of it. So that's how I edit my Instagram photos. It's basically take a photo, whiten the background, maybe fix any little problem areas, but not a lot. Put it in the Teza app, put it in the InShot app. I always sharpen, I always desaturate, and I just throw it up. It's actually super easy. I have it down to a science. The only annoying part of my editing routine is whitening backgrounds, especially when there's like 5 cute pictures. I'm like, oh, I have to whiten every single goddamn background. Then I'm gonna show you guys Instagram story and a couple really cool apps. I really love the InShot app for a bunch of my videos. So on the InShot app, there's obviously a video thing, and you can see I have a bunch of drafts. Let's say I'll do this one. I do this for screen recordings, and I also do this for posts on my personal Instagram. Basically, you import a video, and I go to Canvas. Sometimes if it's a YouTube video and I wanna just like fix it, I'll do that, but obviously I do the 9:16. I can make it big, I can make it fit, and then I trim it. This video is, you know, from Snapchat, and I'll kind of put it to there. This I posted the other day. Sometimes I'll take the sound out, then I'll speed it up sometimes if I want to make it really, you guys know I post a lot of dancing videos on my Instagram, so this is what I do. You can also put a filter on it. I can also sharpen it if it's kind of blurry. And so I really like doing a white background. You can also add text. You can also do a background that's like pink or beige. There's all these random ones if you're into that. You can add a photo as a background. And also when you're in Canvas, you can actually move this around. So if I like wanted to, I could put a video right there and just weirdly have a picture of my dog with a video. So this app is really, really amazing. Then obviously, I'm sure a bunch of you guys know about the Unfold app. And this is a story app. This is my little thing. I always write hi because I'm not organized and I don't care. So I'm just like, hi. Basically what you do is there are all these really fun and cool kind of like preset things. So if you wanted to do something that looked like this, like how I do for XLE. And so this is, I think this is really cool and fun because it has really, really great just kind of like preset formats, but also obviously a lot of people use this app, so I don't like only use it. I really like all the new features they're adding. I pay for pretty much the premium version of everything, and they have really great like stickers now that I've been using. Then obviously I always use their fonts. They have so many cool fonts. I've really been liking this new one. A lot of the other stuff that I do looks like this. This is kind of how I do this stuff. I'll edit a video in InShot, I'll speed it up, and then I'll crop it so that it fits this, and I'll put it in here. And I do stuff on Excel for LE ink on there. I do stuff like this. This is how I do a lot of like the press stuff that I get. And so I really love this app because it's really, really user friendly. And then another app that I wanted to show you guys that's kind of like a heightened version of that I use a lot is called InStories. And I think this one is really, really cool and really elevated. So I found this app, I don't remember how, I find a lot of random apps, and it's really cool because it's animated stuff. For LE ink, I'll make stuff that looks like this. So basically I'll make like a lot of different stuff. I did this for like I'll do a screen recording, I'll fit it on InShot, I'll speed it up, and then I'll bring it into this app to get that like iPhone look on it. But they have really cool templates that you can just like add all this stuff in. They have tons. I use a lot of like the business ones. I use a lot of the digital ones because I think they're really, really cool. And so I really love being able to play around with the templates. I mean, that's like so cool. I think this is new. So if you have like a business or you run a business account, or you just are like me and you like making pretty stuff, this is a really, really fun app to have because it's animated, so it makes your stuff look really elevated. And then when you're in kind of, let's say we just use like the minimal one. So like I took a few pictures today of my makeup and they're not edited yet, so I would never upload this without whitening the background and putting a filter on it. But I think it's really cool if sometimes I delete the text and then I actually, there's all these features on here and I'll add text, and then once you enter text, animation, and there's all these really cool things that you can do. They have really, really, really cool features. And then just a couple other things that I do that I'll show you really quick. Obviously, a lot of these apps are really great. So I use Word Swag a lot for business stuff. It was always my secret weapon for a really long time. I would just go to free photos, especially for like a Q&A, and I'll just write, ask me anything. And then I just literally go through all of these. I do this a lot for, let's say I did ask me anything, and then I would upload this to Instagram and like put the question box, and then I can go and I'll do like question, and I'll put it right here, and then I'll put your guys' question there, and then I'll do answer. And that'll be like just a really minimal thing, or you can go in and I use like a free one like that. So basically on Word Swag, I do a bunch of different stuff. I use it for my personal stories, anything from a question and answer template to an XLE promo. Like this is something that I made for my personal Instagram that you guys can see. This is a bunch of stuff that I made on Unfold. Storylux is really good, Story Art is really good. Those are all really good apps for similar stuff to Unfold. And then I also really like PicsArt. This is kind of a secret weapon of mine as well. I usually use this more for LE ink stuff, but basically the reason I'll use this sometimes is for their really cool FX sketch like situations, so you can be super artsy. They just have like a bunch of different really, really cool kind of like artsier effects. But the cool thing about this stuff is that you can actually go in and like erase part of it. So if you wanted to like stand out and then have the rest of the picture be like that, I think that's really cool. Also, I use the cutout feature of this because this is how sometimes if I'm making a collage, I'll cut out myself and like add stuff to a collage. And so that makes it a sticker, and then you can add it to other stuff. And the cool thing about this is you can do a freestyle collage right there. So I could be like, yay, makeup, yay. This is what I'm wearing today, woo. So I do a lot of collages. Obviously this is a horrible example, but I do a lot of collages. But there's so much that you can do on this app. I don't want this to be a sticker. In the tools section, you can clone stuff, which I think is really cool. So PicsArt is like really, really elevated. There's all this different stuff. I like motion. I did this with a picture of Hailey Baldwin once, and I dragged her. And then a lot of people always want to know how I do my brushes. I'll add sparkles a lot, but I always turn it down, so that looks really nice. This is kind of my go-to for anything on Lauren Elizabeth ink, if I want to cover anything up, or if I'm making a collage. So that's how I do all the glitter. Made is also a really good app. I used to use this a little bit because it's very similar, but it's a little more elevated as well. The reason that I like it is because for the background, you can actually do patterns, and they have a lot of really, really cool patterns on this app, so that like if you do want to do something elevated and really cool, it's like way cooler than just, you can't do that on InShot, which I think is really cool. I think that's pretty much it. I would just take a screenshot of each one of these sections. There's so many great apps. Obviously my favorites are Unfold, PicsArt, Facetune, InShot, and the Teza app, and Word Swag, but I really love Made. I don't use VSCO cam anymore. So that's pretty much how I edit everything on my Instagram story. I think I pretty just much have my vibe and my aesthetic and all that stuff down to kind of like a science. I love white backgrounds, desaturation. I like putting effort into my Instagram stories. I like creating like really cool and fun looking stuff. I think PicsArt is a really great app if you're just like looking to like have more fun with photo editing. I love making collages, love doing all the stuff for Lauren Elizabeth Inc. and then also showing you guys cool and fun stuff on my stories. I use InShot all the time for speeding up videos of me dancing because I'm a psychopath. But yeah, that's how I edit my Instagram pictures. That's how I do all of my stories. Those are all my favorite apps, my little tricks and tips. But obviously everyone has their own personal style, and I've just been kind of doing the same thing for a while, but that's how I do it. And I think those are all really, really good apps. If there are any other apps that you guys use that after watching this you think that I would really like, please let me know, because I love playing around on my phone. Make sure to get your Casetify cases. I hope this video was like a little educational, a little helpful, but also maybe just like a little inside scoop into how I make all my stuff look the way that it does. Now you know all the secret. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in just a few days. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below of your favorite editing apps and what you want to see next week so that I can read it and learn. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. And I don't know why I'm sweating, but I'm gonna go.